Thanks for staying with us. It's all systems go for the ANC Eastern Cape elective conference after it was halted 4 times. The conference kicks off today following confusion over delegates. National chairperson of the ANC, Gwede Mantashe, is speaking. Let's listen in.
This province must protect the right to govern. I'm having a program of talking to all the kingdoms here. I visited 6 of the 7, all of them. Now, I'm having one left, and I can explain why it is left. It's because ibene bereavement twice. Now, ANC, you can't have a meeting of significance. Komkhulu kubhujiwe kungekahlanjwa sibheki andiniyazi muslona uba ngaba uyaqhuba nje wenza meeting kodwa asikahlanjwa ibheki funeka uyazi bikhona iproblem comrades. Now, and I will undertake that visit yala kumkanishekileyo ndiyicele ukuthi sifuna ukubuya. What is it, Comrade Chairperson, that we are doing there? First thing, let me make this note. All these visits, very few ANC people are represented. Very few. Now, if we are in a kingdom, ANC ingabikho, it means there are principles as is libelay. The first principle is that we are a leader of society. Uba si leader of society, kodwa kakudityaniswe abantu komkhulu asiyithina. Yebule society ilindile. Okwesibini, silibele a very important principle yokuthi ANC must be located among the people. Noba ngobani. Apho kudibena abantu khona, ANC mayibe khona. Now, uba ayi ANC, kunze. I can tell you, Comrade Chairperson, ukuthi at least in the OR Tambo region, in 3 kingdoms, the ANC was represented. In other regions, there was no ANC. There was no ANC, except one person, Now, uba kunjalo, comrade, ANC is what it should rebuild. Uguti, it is a leader of society. It must be rooted among the people. And that means any kind of meeting in society, ANC must be there in ANC colors. Don't hide it. Now, and this is about a very important issue. They are about providing society with information regarding seismic surveys as torture a court. Now, why is it important? Because Eastern Cape has a lot of potential to be a gas complex head office. And that project is linked to the LNG that we're developing in Nelson Mandela, LPG project, and those projects must connect. Now, because the development of this province, comrade, is urgent. In July, one of the things I revealed riot and its members was that we have not tampered with the apartheid architecture of the economy. 50% of the GDP of the country is in 2 provinces. It means that architecture, the apartheid of the 3 legs, Gauteng, Natal, Western Cape, we have not tampered with that. It is a serious indictment against the ANC. Therefore, Initiatives in the province to develop the province must be taken serious. Yesterday, we were in Limpopo. We gave them the same message. We're launching a dump truck there that is not using fuel, but it is using hydrogen cells to move. And we said it creates an opportunity for us to develop a particular version of the economy in Limpopo. We will be drilling for petrol, for oil, in the Northern Cape before the end of the year. It is tampering with that architecture. And I'm appealing to you, comrade. The gas development in the Eastern Cape require your support. So, this talk to you, comrade, that if we don't develop this province and grow it quickly, we will not reduce the risk in the economy. It means we can be disrupted in 2 provinces and collapse the economy. Now, and this talk to delegates in this conference, these delegates cannot fight to death on the basis of elections. Let me repeat this. You're all delegates here. There's almost no ngoma saying kajonge eqaleni kuzakwenzeka into enzima kakhulu yabona mos kajonge ngapha eqaleni kuzakwenzeka into enkulu kakhulu enzima. Now, if that is what we're here for, we're in a wrong meeting. We're crying in a wrong funeral. Siyalila, songa semnqwabe no wrong kodwa siyalila. Yo. You can't have a conference that is focusing on elections. The conference must focus on policy discussions. You are lucky you are holding your conference after the policy papers for the policy conference have been released. That should be the preoccupation of the conference. So that Eastern Cape Kaifia Policy Conference and the National Conference, it leads in terms of development of the content of the policy. Now, but when focus on no cat, whoever will say in the winile celebrate, it's a hollow victory. Empty. Because it will mean that out of this conference, we'll have no program for that new leadership. We'll not know what we're expecting of that new leadership. Policies determine program for an elected leadership. So I'm appealing to you, let's spend our time on policies and the content of those policies. Now, out of this conference, comrade, we're going to need something like courage. Courage, different from you on holiday, comrade chair. Courage is the management of and the triumph over fear. That is courage. Abantu kuthi abaqinile abaninzi abazazi abaqinileyo. Kuthi brave. How brave, it doesn't mean that you're weak. But it means how so eager you triumph over that fear and continue doing things abantu abaqinile nakwenziwa. And that is courage. We'll need that because it is this definition that defines bravery over cowardice. My conclusion is that fighting one another as if there's no tomorrow, as if we're enemies of one another, is actually self-destructive. You mislead yourself and think that if a faction wins, then there is victory. Self-deceit, when you feel in your head i-victory engekho. I-victory ekhoyo is selection of the best team to lead the province. Irrespective of which faction they belong, if that comrade is good, we elect him. If the other comrade is good, we elect that comrade. We put a team, because comrade, we elect collectives, but we never ask a single question, Yoguti. Nansi le collective, individual members are le collectives, what attributes do they bring to the collective? The Ketwenan, a contribution yam in that team. What is the contribution I'm making in that team? Or am I just a fellow traveler? That's it. And in the way we go about with elections, we're going to have a big army of fellow travelers and very few people who carry the actual burden of leading the province. You see, when we're electing mayors, we started a process of interviewing candidates. Abanye bayabuza uba i-ANC ifuna abantu abafundileyo ngokwenzeka ntoni? No. ANC is starting a very painful process ekuthiwa yi-meritocracy. Election and selection in one exercise. You interview them, at least you check a qualification, you check a track record, you create the impression of good elements that will make success are there. Meritocracy. You elect and select in one process. But I know ukuthi inenza very uncomfortable ngoba nina nisafuna i-show of hands. Nikhetha umeya ngokumthanda. Yabona? Now, the problem yomeya sibakhetha ngokuthanda half the time sikhetha i-dwarfs. Now, as dwarfs sikhetha ngokuthanda, go to run the processes in the municipality and employ other dwarfs. Then umasipala collapse. Singayazi ba lo masipala collapse kanjani. Singa appreciate ukuthi isuka kula process yethu. Comrades. So, I'm appealing to you, comrade. Let's begin to take it serious, Uguti. Let's get a leadership at municipal level. Because Yabala leadership municipal, sitara for granted. In reality, Yogonyani, comrade, Kuguti, leadership is a pyramid. Top leadership of the organization is as good as branch leadership of the organization. Over quick gaps in between, that top leadership is going to falter. La pyramid here cool, there are few at top, more in the provinces, more in the regions, many in the branches. But funakube kuyahamon kweza levels the leadership. Uba ayikho la hamon in the levels of leadership, that leadership is going to collapse. Now, so ayikho ke faction as strong okune ANC, comrades. Even if faction ethanda mna, you see, that faction is never stronger than the ANC. The ANC is stronger song. This reflects the strength of the ANC. Can it divide you are weaker divided. Now, and that faction has a limited capacity to rebuild the ANC. To believe that winning over faction winning is self-betrayal. You are betraying yourself. Ukholelwa kunto engekhoyo. Uyayijonga ukholelwe. But in real good, it does not exist. Awuzubana power on your own and you cut others out. Awuzubana power. Now, A strong and united ANC in the Eastern Cape, comrades, will send a message that there is an opportunity and a chance to revive the African National Congress National. Uba niphuma kule conference nithe sa. Funeka niyazi into yokuba even the slightest hope of renewing and rebuilding the ANC is going to disappear. Yabona mos, ndike ndiniva aba nizinike igama elibaluleke kakhulu uba niliphondo lengqwele. You are the province of the legends. Now, as legends, azikhuli mithini, zikhula kwi-process ze-organization, zivele. I always have a question. Members of the ANC ziyayazi le question yam. Xa kusithiwa equality membership yethu weak, I always go back and ask the question. I do that in the ANC, I do that everywhere. The equality leadership injani? Because in membership, quantity, baninzi abantu bezapha nje ba-recruit, abanye siba-recruitela nje conference. What do we do kabefikile? Do we throw punches into that quantity to convert it into quality? Or siyayeka nje simasikhala ngento yoba le membership week. Naba befundisi uba ngama-method every Sunday bacula usiyakudumisa, every Sunday without exception. Uvela besiculiswa uba wote sezulwini, uba wote sezulwini kukufundiswa ukuthandaza, uba wote sezulwini bawenza qho. Thina we recruit members singazifundele ne-pledge, then come back and say le membership week izaba week asiyiceleli nge-ANC, siyibhale ephepheni. We must go back and take them through. Ndiyayibona ke i-OR Tambo School, Comrade Lamula, it's very important, but you can't start grade 12 ungakangumenza grade A. Qala grade A ufundiswe grade A, konto kuthiwa sub A. Uqala ku sub A ufundiswe u-A liqanda elinomsila. No, qala ufunde loo nto uba liqanda linomsila. Yabona, xa sifunde laa msila siwufake rongo, silungisa uba hayi awufakwa ngolu hlobo ujongiswe ezantsi ibe ngu-A. Asiyenzi le nto apha ku-ANC. But we come back together, says the leadership seat, membership, week. I go week in a membership. In leadership, I win Zoom 7's why. Leadership, I go Ramaphosa. In leadership, iqale branching. Ukufike apha sicampaigna siyagcwala yonke indawo thina. Ufike kucampaigna i-council. Ayivani ne-branch. Ikhethwe le council, ngose ikhethiwe. I-council ine-program yayo, i-branch neyayo i-program. Now, so I'm raising this thing, Comrade Uguti. Choices that we make in this conference will determine the future of the province and the future of the ANC. You can still engage. In my own view is that if you don't talk to one another, you are not going to come up with a united conference. And Tate, all of last week went down, I want to unions, and discover good. My employer with those unions don't talk to one another, they write letters to one another. For 2 months, buses striking. And we had to call them and force them to sit in a room and talk to one another. So each choices that you make in this conference will determine the future of this province and the future of the ANC. You can make choices to throw the province into disarray. You can make choices to pull the province together. You may force factions to talk to one another. Okay? You may force them. Somebody will have to impose that. But tetani. Okay? Now, leadership, comrade, and success are both a choice. I don't mistake. It's a choice. The most unfortunate part is that many leaders and veterans of the movement, many of them display loss of hope. You know, in the article you find every day where ku predict when the ANC is going to die. It's not the enemy that makes that prediction. It is us. I feel I'm to shake like Pele now. And many of us come to that conclusion because we dedicate all our time in developing a diagnosis of the problem. There's no effort to find solutions. And we limit our message to a negative one about ourselves. Uba we tell society, each journalist enjoy land. Uba would go to a journalist today, egunzima, feel a school. And Gama Salong up, busy corruption, Gama Salot up, so forth. Each journalist like that, they replicate that message and begin to write the obituary of the ANC. That must change, comrades. That's why we must be able to say, "Ye kunzima, endaweni ethile kubuya imali engaka siyayilandelela ngolhlobo." Okay. Umntu othile obenikwa responsibility uyityile imali yeorganization. Amapolisa sembophile. Ulamula semfakele NPA. Lo uyaprosecute. Sijonge i-conviction yalamntu. You don't deal with corruption go shout. You deal with corruption go bamba, prosecute and convict. Now, and that's no lento ndibonwa ndim ndodwana veterans. I-right wing ne fascists are emboldened. They are on the offensive. Right wing and fascists are on the offensive. All of them. Anybody offering attention must insult the ANC. And we have articles says he 10 ngalomntu because uthathe decision insult the ANC. Umuntu appointwa ANC to a board yase-Eskom. Uthi yakula board lungisani land. Afika no apho kuthi mazotshayela umchamo we-ANC. Lo muntu uthi imessage asiqala yona uthi I have no responsibility because yi-ANC echamileyo. Kodwa appointwe lo muntu uyabhatalwa every time ese-meeting in airport uyabhatalwa but akana responsibility because yi-ANC echamileyo. Anikwe coverage for 2 weeks ngaloo nto ngelo xesha lo muntu uthi ana-fiduciary duty as a board member. Xa siyigxotha i-board member njalo kuthiwe oomandashe bagxotha i-board members. I-board member ithi andiyifuni inuclear kodwa ndifuna useva kwi-board ndiyigxotha mna. Uzawuba i-board njani into ongayifuniyo? Ndiyigxotha ndiyahamba. Uzasimosha eli xesha. Ndimnika ispace to protest and resist nuclear. But kana bayi-board ye-nuclear endithi kodwa utsho public uba akayifuni i-nuclear. Siyayifuna thina i-nuclear. Sifuna uyakha phaa ngaseBhayi, chairperson. Sifuna uyakha le nuclear further phaa ngaseBhayi siyakhe ibe ninzi kwalapha ibe khona. Now, sizawuthini uthi ke ngumntu ongayifuniyo sithi makabe kuboard. Uyandijonga ukomrade abantu. Lemgxotha nesimkhulu siyayikhuleka. Resist le nto kakuhlupha ngaphandle. Uzayiresta njani uyi-board member plan nawe ubuye udevelop a counter strategy. Ayikho loo nto. Now, therefore, comrade, you know, into ekhoyo ngokuliswa kwa into deployment. By deployment, kuthiwa yi-cater development ANC. We are expected to forget few things. Ukuthi, in 1994, every head of department in South Africa was a white male. Every head of department, every mayor was a white male. Every DG was a white male. All of a sudden, we must forget that and say deployment is evil. Ukomrade Senzo, ukhona apha namhlanje, did a survey. Wafumanisa ukuba 65% abantu appointed to strategic positions qualify. It means we have 65% success with deployment. Now, because of the 35% a problem, we must neglect the policy. Ngona nisafunda ke mna ke u-65% hey symbol C. Symbol C. Very important symbol, a very high symbol. Now, sino symbol C, with success implementation deployment, Thomas Yeke. Now, therefore, we must build commitment on the positive and continue to rectify the negative. We build on the positive, we continue to rectify the negative. Now, we must never affirm ukuthi black means mediocrity. We must promote a black excellence. Bakhona abantu abamnyama aba excellent, who are doing well. Let's give them a chance to succeed and support them. Now, we are a movement of hope, comrades. We are a movement. We must reconnect with our people. We must apologize where it is necessary. But we must not retreat and fail to engage in the re-emerging and emboldened fascist movement. Yabona masusteneze nosuka on the base of the Western Cape, amocho Ukraine. Afike pa akwele phezu kwendaba athukusele. And we must say thank you very much. Policy papers are released, let's read them, comrade. And now, all I can do now is to wish you a successful conference. Uyabona ke komnyunyaka abantu ndamabuyana. Ndake ndangu-Secretary General komnyunyaka. Le province yakho yaswe court 12 times. Uyikhumbula loo nto? 12 times. We defended the ANC 12 times. We succeeded 12 times. Now, you don't take that for granted. You invest time and energy in the defense of the movement. Okay? The conference, maybe impumelelo, nimkapa nivana nonke. Niphume nake ANC strong. Thank you very much.
Mangiqale kuloo ndawo. Man, maqabe. Comrades, secondly, we are mindful of the fact that there are delegates outside. Ezingenandawo ngoku apha. And those delegates must come in. So we are looking at that. That's why I'm starting by saying, guess Richard 1, 2, and 3. Because we've got to create space for delegates of the ANC. This, comrades, is a conference of the delegates of the ANC. Hlalani phansi maqabane. Hlalani phansi maqabane. Okay, thank you. Comrades, I sanuqalisa ukucula, sanumosha comrade, besivumelene ukuqala kwethu. You only sing when I order you to do that. So uhlalo has brought that to my attention. I'm raising. Sizayilandelela ke lonto. Kodwa ke lonto ayithethi ukuthi sizawuma. Masiqhube ngoku ngokwe messages of support. NEC address yenziwe and was anqinisekanga noba i-order naleyo. Comrades, is that an order? Can you say a microphone? Phaya nasi sasandla siphakamise incwadi. Comrades.
Mandla.
Oh, okay.
Mandla. Viva ANC, viva. Comrade Chair, can I secure your undivided attention? Chair, I'm a branch delegate from Winnie Madikizela Mandela sub-region. My identity is Tolo, a branch delegate. Chair, in the ANC, we recognize a Congress as a very important school to be provided to delegates. And obviously, whoever accredited to participate in a Congress. In that sense, Chair, in the spirit of renewal, with the commitment to ensure that
Comrades,
we emerge here.
Can you bambe any order, comrades? Comrade Yakela raise, what is your order?
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Chair, you are saying there are delegates outside. When we Chair, the Sihlalo who direct here in Komfa to assist delegates as ngaphandle to get inside Congress. Usetyole ukuhlala kwazo. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Comrade, that is exactly what I am doing. I brought it to your attention that there are delegates outside. Let us allow the messages of support so that by the time we start the business, we would have done with the messages of support. Maqabane. Kaloku maqabane inkomfa le. Phakamisani izandla. Musani ukuthetha nonke ixesha elinye. Loo nto izawuncedisana le nkomfa.